What's good? What's good? You already know what it is. It's your boy, Little Kenny Dot, back with another episode of the Over Exaggerated Podcast. We got a good one for you guys today. You already know we got to start it off. Same shit, different week. Got to talk about them. Dion, the Hood, the Buffalo, the pack of the Pac-12 themselves. None other going up against this week, DJU and the Oregon State Beavers, who actually are having not that bad of a season this year. We've been scoping for DJU a little bit. Honestly, he hasn't had the best season statistic-wise, but he's leading the Beavers to a 7-2 season, which isn't too bad right now, 4-2 in the conference. But we're here to talk about the Buffalo losing what seems like, the third game in a row?
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah. We haven't got it in the dub since Arizona State, and before that it was 2 back-to-back. So, if as Colorado we've lost the Oregon game, the USC game, the UCLA game, and the Oregon State game, all big games. You know what I mean? For Colorado, they still got Arizona, Washington State, and Utah on their schedule. I mean, Utah and Arizona, those are still going to be big games. So, can they win the big game? I mean, they won the first game against TCU. We got to admit that was a big game. That's a huge game. I mean, especially to kick off on the season, that were the first game that weekend of the season. You know what I mean? Obviously, besides those little Thursday, Friday games. So, can Colorado win the big game, or is it just, you know what I mean, we're trying our hardest, but we're just not living up to expectations, and maybe our expectations were just a little too high?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think, if you ask me personally, probably a little bit of letdown from the Oregon game. That kind of sticks with a team for a little bit, which is why they shouldn't have lost that game to Stanford at all. They're a better team than Stanford. They should have won that game. They hung around with every team that they played with ever since that Oregon game, but it's kind of you let that happen to you, you get your ass kicked like that. That sticks around for a minute. You come out flat in the next few games. The team the defense especially kind of loses that identity that they thought they had. Mm-hmm. So, a little bit of both. I feel like this is heart check time for the Colorado Buffaloes. It's either the team in the locker room comes together right now, or, you feel me, everybody's going sulk, hang their heads, moping around the locker room. You feel me, the season's going to be lost. So you can go get 2 more wins if you get it all together right now and, feel me, make the Hood some money. Or you could go out and just be one of them sad teams that finish, 4-8, which you ain't going to be remembered for that. So come on, Colorado, pick it up. We rooting for you out here.
They're trying their best, man. It is tough, though. It's not looking good. I mean, they were once ranked, but now things have turned bleak real quick. They won the Battle of Colorado. That might have been their biggest feat this year. So,
I mean, Travis Hunter got some time at receiver this week. How you feel about, the week before it was DB, so.
I mean, obviously, all around, you want the guy to get some tick. I see here he even had a pass deflection on defense. I mean, like I said, it's just if we're gonna play him, we just can't play him that many snaps on both sides of the ball. And he was their leading receiver for the game, and he had a touchdown. So I'm not mad at him switching back over to offense this week. It's just one of those things where if he is gonna be on offense, they just need to balance out, or if he's gonna be on defense, they need to either pick one, like I said, or just balance it out. So, because eventually when he goes to the NFL, it's not going to be both ways. It's not, and he's going to the NFL, so might as well get him ready on one of the sides of the ball. A lot of those guys, you got your Jabrils or something, when you try to go to the combine and do 2 different things at once, it normally backfires. Even Debo, Debo came in, he got paid, and was a Swiss Army knife. I mean, he's obviously been battling injuries, but he's neither the best running back nor the best receiver, and he's kind of fallen in between being bad at both now because there's so many guys that are coming up and actually that have specialized in their craft the whole time. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. Like, I mean, they know what they're doing with Travis, but I just feel like it's either one or the other, or just like a proper balance of half and half, at least for this year. And then next year, like I said, pick one and then we'll run with it. So
I feel you. What about Shador? You feel like is Shador having an award-winning season? Like, we got to put him with the All-Americans, or is he taking too many losses to kind of be in those conversations with the DJUs and the Bo Nixes and blah, 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 blah?
I mean, like you did have. I mean, Shador had a lot of big games. I mean, like he's slinging that rock out there for sure. But I think there's just a few different things. Like the Pac-12 is ran by offense. You know what I mean? Like, obviously the defenses are going to get torched, but that is because the offenses are just so lethal. And I just feel like even when you lost Travis Hunter, we didn't see this offense really flex its wings as much as it probably could have. So, you know, you've had running backs getting injured, things like that. But 245, 2 touchdowns, you know what I mean? That's like about his average. He's had like I said, he's had a few 400-yard games. I'm about to look at his stats right now. All-American, maybe.
Maybe.
He's thrown like he's only all right. He's thrown 2,000 yards or almost 3,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 64.7 QBR.
That's good.
Only
That's
throwing
bad.
3 interceptions isn't bad. You know what I'm saying? He threw 510 in the TCU game, 393, 348. Then he had a 159 game, 371, 239, 400, 217, 245. Like, he takes a lot of sacks. So, like, I mean, like, he's on, like, there was 1, 2, 3. There's 3 different games where he's taking 7 sacks alone. So, one game where he took under 4, which was 3, and that was in the USC game.
Sheesh. USC is so terrible.
So, and he did throw a pick in that game, but, I mean, it is just one of those things where, like, they're just getting to him. You know what I mean? He could be a lot better. I think these numbers aren't bad either. That's the crazy part about it. Like, but I feel like they could be a lot better.
Imagine if he wasn't getting sacked 7 times a game. Like,
facts.
Bo might really have some better numbers.
So, I mean, he's up there, but I mean, like, there's probably 5, 6 other quarterbacks we can name before we get to Shador at this point in the season.
Okay, maybe I know we got to move on. So, last thing, can Colorado get out of this rut? Like, are we going to get back on the winning side before the season ends, or are we going to finish this out on this losing skid that we on? Like, I know Coach is trying to win, bro. It ain't like Prime and just likes losing now.
This is it, bro. No, I'm just playing. We're going to beat. They're going to bounce back. They're probably going to beat Arizona. Like I said, they should beat Washington State. And then they got Utah at the end of the season. I mean, if they beat Utah. Huh?
So that's the Super Bowl, Utah?
Yeah. Gotta be, bro. We could be fighting for a 6-6 season. 7-5.
Eligible, honestly.
That's what I'm saying, man. There's no our season is not done yet. We can control some type of destiny. They just gotta go out there and play, man. I think they'll get 2 out of the 3. For sure.
Got you. We'll see.
Moving forward, we got the Buckeyes. Big noon kickoff was going up against Rutgers. Greg Schiano and them. A lot more of a defensive game out there if you look at the stats, kind of. But McCall did sneak in 3 touchdowns and an interception. Had only only could come up with 189 yards though.
Tough night.
Marv Marv only had 4 receptions for 25 yards, but still came up with 2 touchdowns. Still throwing still throwing his hat in the ring in there for Heisman.
I'm biased, obviously. I personally would. Like, I don't think anyone has just ran away with it. Jaden Daniels just lost, and you can give it to Jordan Travis if you want to. But, like, a wide receiver has to have, we said it last week, 7 catch, 185-yard game. Like, Devontae Smith was out there getting 250 yards in some of them damn games out there in the SEC. So, like, I mean, the committee's probably going to look that way, and towards the end of the year, see how he does in these last few games. If he doesn't have another 2 150-yard games with 2 touchdowns, like, they're not even going to look his way. I don't feel like. As far as Biletnikoff goes, I really don't think there's another receiver with a case. Like, Rome for Washington, don't get me wrong, he's doing great. Oregon has a couple of receivers that probably deserve to be in the mix, but like as far as the receiver goes, but like Marvin Harrison has been the best receiver in the nation this year. We've seen a few Ohio State receivers lose out on that award just because, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Marvin Harrison all on the same team. It's hard for one guy to shine in that and give one guy the award. So Jalen Hyatt from Tennessee snuck away with the Biletnikoff that year. So like this year, I really do feel like it's Marvin Harrison's award. He can get the Heisman. I still got a little bet for like $2. Could win me $64 if he wins the Heisman. I'm rooting for him.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm saying. It was a 700 odds, but I don't know how it's going to hit. So we'll see. I hope he does.
That's a come up.
It really is.
Man. Oh, man. Nah, there's definitely some guys out there who are trying to throw their hat in the ring, but as long as McCord can keep hitting Marv, man, I don't see why he can't at least win the Biletnikoff. Missouri. Wait, no, I don't want to move on. Hold on. Before I even get into the Missouri shit, the last thing I do want to say about the Buckeyes is next time Cade Stover gets injured, make a tweet about it. Do something like, Jesus Christ. You don't even let a guy know we're out there. It was the G. Scott show.
The G. Not show, because he was not catching shit. But like,
Come
that's
on,
what I was
bro.
going to ask you. But look.
G was out there. And why do we stop calling him G. Scott Jr.? Like, they only call him G. Scott. Like, bruh, he had a touchdown. What were the odds for G to score?
High. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, do you I know you don't like it when coaches kind of keep the news under the bus about an injury like that with Cade Stover. Like, can you understand why a coach? Because I don't really understand it. Like, I don't get why are we hiding Cade Stover this week? We're going to make it seem like he's going out there just to not trot him out there. Like, what do we gain from that? Like, just tell everybody he's injured. Let the other team prepare for not seeing Cade and let it be. Like, because once they get out there and see Cade's not out there, it's not like you gain something from not telling the world. Like, I don't know.
All week we thought Cade was gonna be out here. So there's a guy on that defense who has to take out Cade. Your assignment is Cade. So when G. Scott Jr. comes out there, like, dude is already confused. Like, coach, it was G. Scott. Like, I didn't know I had G. Scott. I thought I had Cade. Like, bro, like. It's an honest mistake, bro, but it happens. Like, and then obviously, okay, if we don't have them, then they're just gonna try to triple team Marv. There's no Stover again, like, and they obviously took away Marv, but then we just doled it off to whoever else we could get it to. I mean, Trevion had some of the eggs was in the game, like, it wasn't too bad. Trevion had Trevion was pushing P. He had 22 carries, 128 yards, but then he had 5 receptions and 80 yards. Like, he was our leading rusher and leading receiver that day.
I mean, it's a luxury to, you feel me, to be a quarterback that Kyle McCord is and be struggling like he is right now. and you dump a ball 5 yards in front of your face to Travion Henderson on a normal check down. He takes that bitch 65 yards and almost got in the crib. Like, he floated Marvin to the end zone on the next play. You got Travion and Marvin. You can struggle all goddamn year. You're probably going to be in position to win every game, especially with the defense they got. I'm hoping Kyle gets it figured out. I'm hoping the Buckeyes can start putting up some points again and start looking explosive like they did in years previous. But like, as a fan, bro, I'll be honest, like it's taking some getting used to. But I'm starting to like the way this team plays. Like the defensive mind we got. I can tell Coach Day isn't necessarily worried about it when he punts anymore. Like last year, punting felt like the end of the world. Taking CJ off the field this year is kind of like, okay, we good. We know the defense ain't going to give up a 70-yard bomb in 2 seconds. So we're just going to keep fighting this game. Taking some getting used to, like I said, but I feel like I'm starting to kind of like it. I hope that offense can get something together. Just put like 40 points on the board this week against Michigan State. If they can't, I ain't tripping on it. You feel me? We still got to go in there to Ann Arbor and play a tough game against them. I'm sure it'll be tough either way. It would just be nice to see the offense get rolling in these next few weeks because it's been a little bit of a dry start in these last few games. I'm starting to get frustrated. I ain't going to lie.
Coach is hard out here for a pimp, man. Look, we got Missouri, Georgia moving on from the Buckeyes. Mizzou, you had one job. One job.
We were here.
Obviously not.
It's close.
Cody Schrader, though. Or is it Corey? Let me make sure. Because he went off. It is Cody. Cody Schrader had 20. That's the quarterback. Or no, he is the running back. He had 22 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown. He was trying to do what he could do for Mizzou, but
against Georgia?
Not scoring in the second and third quarter really did it. And Lad McConkey getting involved again, almost having another 100-yard day. Dejon Edwards just doing subtle shit on the ground. I mean, it's not like Georgia had to work too hard for this win, but I honestly expected Mizzou to fight a lot harder. To work for what could... Someone's got to do it for the SEC, man.
You're right. I feel like a lot of people, and not you necessarily, I'm not putting this on you, but a lot of people seen Missouri's record and they kind of got like googly-eyed, like, oh, is this the week that Georgia falls, you feel me? And like people forgot that Missouri still is lacking a lot of talent on the line of scrimmage and skill positions. You feel me? They probably maybe had a good matchup at the quarterback position. Like, at the same time, like Carson Beck starting to heat up. So I kind of felt like Missouri could do it. I'm not gonna lie. I was falling for the narrative, Cinderella story, all that. But then as the game unfolded, I kind of seen like, okay, like they aren't putting the pressure on Georgia. Like Georgia's not. They haven't beat themselves yet this year. They didn't lose to Auburn when they could have. They didn't lose to, I forget the second close game they had, but they didn't lose that game when they should have. Like they have not beaten themselves. Florida, I'm sorry. So at this point, I don't think any team that isn't gonna take it to Georgia, like we're putting up 21 points in the first half, or we're about to come out here and, like you said, scoring every single quarter. Every single chance we get in the red zone, we're putting through. Like, until a team faces Georgia and does that, how C.J. Stroud and Ryan Day looked against them in that college football playoff semifinal, I really don't think Georgia's going to look like they're getting tested. Like, a 9-point win. It's another team we all thought had a chance. Georgia wipes the floor with them. So, another good win for Kirby. I'm salty. I'm not going to lie. I was hoping they lost too. But, hey, 27 straight now for them Georgia dogs. So, I'm sure they'll keep it rolling for a minute. Lane Kiffin is his next tough one.
Curb. Next, Michigan, Purdue. Purdue just couldn't get it done. 41-13.
Sheesh.
Next.
If you were the coach at Purdue, would you have, this is the only thing I'm asked, would you have let your team play that game? Like, knowing the scandal, everything going on, like, some people were saying the coach should have let his team go warm up. than come out and say we're not playing. How do you feel about that?
Coach, look, way too many fines. Like, I told you about the tickets in the stands and shit, bro. It's too, like, Coach, it's not your day. You go out there, you change your play calls, and you kick their ass. That's what you fucking do. You fucking go out there, you fucking inspire your team, and you kick their fucking weak asses. But instead, we got 41-13 and probably bitched up because they're cheating. Like, and that's the last thing I'm gonna say about it, bro. There's too many implications for you to just cancel the game. Like, you're not that big of a school. You're Purdue. You're already 2-7. Like, the 2-6 Purdue Boilermakers is not about to come out here and make a stand tonight and say they aren't playing this fucking game. I'll be damned.
Why not, bro? Come on.
So that's just no. That's real shit, and that's probably what the
I hear
AD
you.
told him. It's not happening.
I hear you. I'm sorry.
You pull something like that, you're done. How much you think the Purdue coach makes? Like $1 million, $2 million? But I give him 5.
That's a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Coach Saban makes like 30. So what do you mean?
That's so much money. All right, bro. Look, bro, last thing I'll say about it, dog, is I seen somebody say if Urban was the coach, there's no way he's playing this game this year against Michigan, like, because of the integrity of his play. They said he was an integrity coach. But, like, I don't know, but I'll be honest, I think that bitch Urban might have cheated back, bro. Like, he might have started spying back when they asked. Like, he wouldn't have even tried to do nothing about it. He just would have straight up sent the spy over there. Like, it's over with. They gonna spy on us, we spying back. Hey, I feel like that's what Urban would have been on, though, bro. That's just me. I was weak though when I seen that. That's the last thing I'll say about that stupid ass shit.
Man, shout out to Herb. Moving forward, I heard he was thinking about taking a job at Penn State. Man, look,
He better not.
Florida
I heard
State.
Michigan State.
Oh no, or that might have been what it was. Michigan, crimey. Florida State, Florida State versus Pittsburgh. Florida State 24-7. They're just rolling, man. They're not doing too bad. They got a lot of receivers still out, but finding a way to just get other guys involved. They didn't need to do too much against Pitt. They just kind of went in there, did what they needed to do, didn't put up too many points. Pitt's defense kind of played them good in the first quarter, and then it was just snowball effect towards the end.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head last week. But Florida State, I feel like they're here. Like, they kind of got past all the trap games and speed bumps on their schedule. It's kind of like now they know who they are. They know their quarterback. They know the crowd's behind them. I really don't see nothing slowing them down. Like, maybe the ACC championship game against Clemson, if that's who makes it, might be like the last real test. 13-0 ACC champions, first playoff. Like, you could probably book it in. If you're a betting man, you could probably draw Florida State in there to your college football playoff parlays, all that. They're having a good year. Pitt, program in free fall. Like, to have Kenny Pickett in a bowl game, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, just think, though, like 2 years ago, we had Kenny Pickett, Jordan Addison. The coach was fine. The program was, like, literally lit. I think we were playing against, I think it was either Kentucky or Louis. They were playing against somebody. It was an 8-1 matchup, and they had a chance to win that game and ended up losing it. Like, you go from that to where you're at now at Pittsburgh, it's kind of like, man, like, how do you fall so fast? So, the ACC's wild. Florida State back on top, looking like they're about to win it. Keep it rolling. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not betting with you guys right now. I don't believe in the quarterback and the receivers out there yet. But y'all might give me some. Y'all been winning people money. That's what I'm saying. Y'all been winning people money. Maybe I'm the only one missing out. I might start throwing some money out there on my slips this week. I ain't gonna lie.
No, don't start betting with us now. It's too late.
Keon Coleman, bro.
Keon. He's not my Volodnikov winner, but He'd be one of my first picks for the league.
Mm-hmm.
Linnikoff, give it to Tez Walker from.
Stop.
They sat me for 4 games, and I've been one of the best receivers ever since.
Mm.
And if not me, you could give it to what? You
They
did
wouldn't
say
even let us
Rome.
bet on him last week, bro.
I'm so sick. So sick, bro. Money just free falling. Where is
It
it
really is.
going? Like, I almost downloaded another app just to check and see if I could bet over there. Like, bro. I was sick. But look, probably one of the biggest games of this weekend, Washington, USC.
Ooh.
Michael
Ooh.
Penix Jr. We said it a few weeks ago, guys, and we said it. If he can get over these 2 humps, he is the Heisman. And I said it. I don't think there's too much else the kid has to do. If there is, you let me know in the comments down below. Because, yeah, he had an interception this game, but he won the game. The kid won the Oregon game. He won the USC game. His running back had 26 carries, 256 yards, and 4 touchdowns, for God's sake.
What? What?
Dylan Johnson. God damn, dude. No. What?
Yeah, that's insane. I'm not gonna cap. That's wild.
26 for 256 and 4, coach. 9.8 average. Give me the ball.
That's a first down every fucking run almost.
As for USC's runners, Austin Jones and Darwin Barlow could only come up with about 180 yards apiece. I could only come up with almost, that's not even 180. I think they came out, about 170 yards.
So how much they average per carry?
Shit. Barlow had 2 carries for 44 yards, so 22.
Damn. He was moving.
And then Austin Jones was 11 for 127, so he had 11 and a half per carry. So, like,
everybody was just running. Good Lord.
D-line was not built that day, because what the fuck?
We knew USC's defense was bad. Washington's defense has also been pretty putrid stopping the run. So, like, honestly, I wish I would have. I don't know where my mind was at, but I should have definitely been betting on the running backs this week out there. But, like you said, I do think if nobody else does have a Heisman moment this year, like if Marvin Harrison can't go off against Michigan for 2 touchdowns and crazy shit, or if, Jordan Travis don't do nothing crazy in him, I think this might have been Michael Penix's Heisman moment, like you said. Took care of the tough schedule, took care of all the speed bumps, went up against Caleb Williams in a crazy matchup. He was even losing 14-7. Like, I thought Caleb Williams was gonna come back and be the story of the week. Like, I could see it at all the pages started posting. Wow, Caleb Williams has a good first quarter, and then boom, Michael Penix made a crazy play to stay alive. He almost got sacked. He ended up staying alive. I don't know if it was Rome or if it was a different receiver, but found him in the left corner of the end zone, barely toe tapping, touchdown, bang.
Yeah,
kept him in the game. They ended up pulling it out. It was Rome.
No, that was Jay Polk. Yeah, my bad.
Jay Polk. Either way, crazy play. Might have really been the Heisman moment. No cap. Like, I really do think that was. If nobody else does anything else this season, that probably was the moment. And I don't want to give it to him, but it probably was the freeze frame moment. Oh, there he is.
Come on, bruh. See, they'll hate on you the whole time at Indiana.
Wow.
You find a home out in Washington. It wasn't really pretty the first year. You come back the last year to make it all better.
Wow.
They don't even want to give you the Heisman, man. And the whole time, man, I feel like Max Kellerman and Tom Brady, bro. Like I said it, I spoke it into existence. Penix Jr. Said it a while ago, man. I remember just seeing him with the game-winning touchdown, diving with the one-handed. Like, bro, come on. He's come so far.
That was him.
He's come so far from that moment to now be here with 3 games left. Only got to go against Utah, Oregon State, and he has to have the Battle of Washington at the end of the season. Probably going to have to rematch Bo Nix in the Pac-12 championship. And then to see them get held out of the playoff would only be because of the team we're not really going to talk about, man. And that's probably the only reason why they don't make it in. Like, even with that Cinderella of a season, beating all those teams, knocking down the Titans, yeah, your guy goes and becomes the Heisman, and, like, that's what we can do to make up for everything else that happened. But, like, if they end up in the playoff, there's no way this Washington team gets above 5. Like, they're not taking us out. Florida State is way too powerful. These motherfuckers are putting up almost 50 points a game, and then Georgia hasn't lost a game in 30 days. Or, what do you say, 27 games?
Yeah, I think it's 27. 26 or 27. One of the two. Good Lord.
Guys, to put that into perspective, that's almost 1,000 days out there, bruh. It's like 6. It's a lot of days, all right? It's 2 years worth at least.
It's a lot of days, all right?
For real, bruh. We haven't lost a game in 1,000 days. That would be scary. But anyways.
I'm sick.
The 1,000 days. All right, look. Moving forward, Oregon, California. Oregon taking them boys out pretty much methodically as possible. Bo Nix winning me some money as per normal. Another weekend, just filling the pockets up for your boy. Could have put him down for so much more because he just masterclassed. 386, 4 touchdowns. Did have an interception, though. He did have an interception.
Damn.
But Tez Johnson, 12 receptions, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Troy Franklin, 6 for 79 and a touchdown. I mean, Tez Johnson, he wants it more. He wants it more than Troy does. I'll tell you that. He wants that Volitnikov. No. Bucky Irvin only had 18 carries, 89 yards. Still had a touchdown though.
Solid.
Not pressed. I know Bucky didn't have it. He did have a fumble, but he didn't lose it.
Push the board, Bucky. No, another good win for Oregon. Tough. California, not a bad California team, like, as far as normal standards. Like, expected a little bit more of a fight, but obviously Oregon has a really good, solid, all-around team. You probably want to go in there and run the ball a little bit better than 89 yards with Bucky. I'm sure they got some other crazy runs, and you feel me? When your best receiver goes off for 180 on 2 touchdowns, you're probably not tripping about running the game. But, oh, God, nice to see. They're still rolling off these wins. They're definitely – I feel like the program is probably feeling super confident in itself now. Probably wishing they could replay that Washington game because – there was some crazy decision-making by the coaches in that game that I'm sure if they rematch, Oregon will be more than ready to play. So,
Dan Lanning.
That's just me. You feel me? The only thing Oregon doesn't have better than Washington is the quarterback. You feel like Oregon, if you ask me, there's way better defense. The running game is a little bit better with Bucky Irving. You feel me? Washington may just have them beat with the receivers too. You feel me? Tez Walker, if he can have a day like that, shit, who's going to be better than him out there? So, I
Tez
can't wait.
Johnson.
Like I feel like it's a crash course.
My bad. Tez Walker is the North Carolina nigga.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Tez Johnson. I'm sorry. Sorry, Tez.
You mixing your Tezes. Look, moving forward, another team was able to get your boys some ducats. Texas, Kansas State, Malik Murphy and them figuring it out. Adidine Mitchell. I knew he was going to have a nice little game. 8 receptions, 149 yards, and a touchdown.
Damn.
Told you. Jordan Brooks, 22 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown. But it was
Murphy?
Will Howard, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Will Howard. He was Kansas State quarterback, really tried to go out there and do all he could. 327 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception.
Hard. So much hard.
Did have heart. But he just couldn't get it done, man. Sadly, you see Texas win another one. Not sadly. I don't want to say it like that because I'm not rooting against Texas. But this is just another time where they probably should have lost this game. They ended up going into overtime, hitting a field goal, and they won. But, I mean, Kansas State scored 16 points in that fourth quarter while Texas only had 3. They were right there coming back on the cusp. Like you said, it's just sometimes a few bad decision-making calls, like just certain things you should have done in earlier times of the game that would have secured. Like, we didn't even score a point in that first quarter. We score in the first quarter, we win. It's a whole different ball game, but Texas gets away with another one, bro. And depending on who they're playing next week, it could be this could be the one. You know, they played Houston close. They smacked BYU, then they play Ever since that Oklahoma game, they've kind of just been reeling a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, not having Quinn Ewers doesn't help, but like even so, defense kind of a little beat up right now. Stop playing at the level they played against Alabama with. I've seen some people say Alabama probably deserves to be ranked above Texas now because they've looked a little bit better. They just beat LSU. Texas kind of been on this slump. I don't know if I'm ready to go that far yet. Like, I think Texas with Quinn Ewers, with a good defense, with a healthy defense, if they can have all that going up against Oklahoma again, I don't think they'll play Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship anymore. They go into the Big 12 championship, get the win there, be on the outside looking in for that playoff. Hopefully Michigan loses. Maybe Florida State loses, and you feel me, they can pop Texas up right in there with Alabama, and they can be in there. So I'm not down and out on Texas yet. They are struggling. They are playing a little bit with less of an edge, if you ask me. Like, when I do watch the highlights from the games, I do sit here and kind of wonder, like, all right, where's that pop that we played with Alabama against? You feel me? It kind of happens. When you get fired up to play Alabama in week 2, like, you're fucking emotional. Everybody's here. We're on fire almost. Like, when we come and play against Kansas State after we've lost to Oklahoma, it's probably a little bit hard to get some guys up and ready for that game. So, you don't want that, but at the same time, handle business, got the dub. Game was put away for a pretty good time before Kansas State came back on a heater in the fourth quarter and tried to really make it a game. So, keep grinding, Texas. Don't give up. That's what I say, honestly, that the Big 12 is still right there in your hands after Oklahoma just sold. So,
no cap. Yeah, I was about to say, we got to get forward to that. But before we can get to the Battle of Oklahoma, we got to talk about Alabama, LSU. Just a battle out there. Honestly, I was watching this game. I was just a little upset at just how it all unfolded. It was just so many more rushing touchdowns than I was expecting. Jaden Daniels, Jalen Milroe, the leading rushers for the games. Crazy. Jaden Daniels. 219, 2 touchdowns and an interception, but on the ground, 11 carries, 163 yards, and a touchdown. While Jalen Milroe was only able to find 219 yards through the he was able to find the same amount of yards through the air as Jaden Daniels, but then was able to find 20 carries on 155 yards for 4 touchdowns. So, I don't know.
Gosh.
The guys were
Gosh.
going off. And
I feel
Jaden
like,
Daniels did have a 100-yard receiver that day. Malik Neighbors, 10 receptions,
ooh,
171 yards.
yeah, Malik also, that's one person we keep forgetting to bring up every week. I always see his name all goddamn week, and I forget to talk about him. Malik Neighbors is quietly having one of the best years as a receiver down there at LSU. But such a tough loss for LSU. If they win that game, they probably controlled their own destiny. Probably were on a crash course to meet up with Georgia on the other side for the SEC championship to maybe get in with one loss. But losing Alabama, man, you probably just shot yourself in the foot. I'm pretty sure they're eliminated from playoff contention now.
Mm.
And it just recruiting wise, just it kind of felt like even me a little bit. I fell victim to it. I thought this was Alabama's funeral. I put on my best fit, all black. You feel me? I even had on a fedora, sitting watching the game. I was fresh, y'all. And somehow, bro, Nick Saban just every time, bro, right when the casket's getting ready to close, it's like his hand just punches through that bitch. And here came Alabama, Jalen Milroe, 4 touchdowns. I don't know. But this new Alabama team, I keep thinking it's it. This is over. This is the week. They're about to lose. I really thought it against Arkansas, bro. I thought the Razorbacks were about to do it. Couldn't get it done. LSU, same story, bro. Close game all game until the very end. Alabama runs away with it.
No way.
Nick Saban, another one. I didn't want to see Nick Saban get here because now I'm sitting here almost like he's probably laughing, just rubbing his hands together like, y'all thought I was going to miss the playoffs 2 years straight? Like, Nick Saban's about to come back to the playoff. We're not going 2 years without Nick. Old Saint, you can throw him back in there. I'm
There's
sorry.
no way.
I thought Alabama was gone. They're not. They're here to stay, y'all. Go ahead and book them in there, man.
Power schedule wise, there's no way they stay exactly where they're at. They're not better than Oregon. They're not better than Washington.
They beat Georgia in the SEC chip. How can we not put them in?
There's no way.
That's what I'm telling you, bro. Don't sleep on St. Nick, man.
Don't do this because we're not putting Georgia and Alabama in again. No. I refuse. Moving forward, we got the Battle of Oklahoma. Oklahoma State getting it done. I told you, man. That Dylan Gabriel shit.
Oh.
He turned around and actually had a better game at quarterback this week. But, like, I don't know, bro. Brad Venables just was not, like, you win your Super Bowl and you start reeling after that, bro. For real.
Yup.
And you
Dylan,
show it.
Got to do better, Dylan. Definitely on Dylan, if you ask me.
Definitely got to. Next, I just want to move forward. We got, I'm not going to call it, what do I want to call? I don't even know how to describe the name of this game. It was Jimbo versus Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss versus Texas A&M. And Ole Miss got it done. Still controlling their own destiny. 10th best team in the country when they played this game. They're 8-1. Still trying to have some fun out there. I see Ole Miss.
You've heard of the Battle of Lexington. You've heard of the battle at Mount Pleasant Hill. Have you ever heard of the Battle of Mid? Because that's what we had yesterday or Saturday, folks. Ole Miss, Texas A&M.
Wow.
Both mud, but they played hard. I won't lie. Ole Miss staying alive. Staying alive. Ole Miss is about to go play against Georgia pretty soon. Literally just staying afloat. Like, honestly, I thought Ole Miss was going to lose to Tulane in, like, week 1 or 2 or 0, whatever week it was. They stayed alive then. They've stayed alive again. The only team they didn't stay alive against was Alabama, which felt like fucking sucked. But, hey, they could beat Georgia and be right back where they thought they were not going to be. So, keep getting these wins, Lane. Another one. I know you're hyped to beat Jimbo. That's always a tough win. And Texas A&M always has a good-ass defense and a good run game. So whenever you can beat that team in the SEC, it's just always good to get over that speed bump. So Oh God, watch out for Ole Miss. Not saying they will beat Georgia, but they're probably the one team that has the actual weapons to put up a fight against them. So,
Facts. Ole Miss, you got it next week, man, or it's this week now. Y'all got to do it.
mm,
Put 10 on it.
man.
That should be enough, bro. I know Georgia's still a fat favorite when it's all gonna be said and done.
Oh God,
Look,
it's probably like 880. Oh God.
Talia Tagovailoa could be running out of games out there in Maryland, but he got his shit took out by Penn State. Drew Aller in them
Oh,
51-15, 27
damn.
points in the fourth.
Jeez.
Just not a good night out there for the Teffins. So
Is that what you want to see the week before you play Michigan? Is Penn State? Like, we all seen Drew Aller look like total shit against Ohio State. So, like, you feel me? 50 points against Maryland. Pretty good team. They're not terrible. Feel me?
Drew did have 4 touchdowns that day. I mean, you do want to see Drew kind of flex his wings and do what he does. But I think that in order to go out there and beat that Michigan team, Penn State's going to have to really, I'm not even going to say air it out, but Drew Aller can't do what he did against us, which is like 160 yards, just kind of just not scary, but, you know what I mean? You need to be very sure of yourself that game, especially if it's home. So, hold on 1 second.
Well, while bro is gone, I mean, I personally, I do like Penn State's chances going into the game. My homie is back, but you feel me? Penn State, if they go into that game against Michigan and they can keep the ball on the ground, you feel me? Control the line of scrimmage. They're not going to win the line of scrimmage against Michigan, but if they can keep it close going into that fourth quarter. Like Ken just said, if Drew Aller can make a play in that fourth or third quarter, bro, like it could be we have a 3-point lead over Michigan and we put them in a position they haven't been in all year, which is trailing in the second half. So we'll see. I don't think Penn State will do it, but we'll see if they can do it. That's why they make them go play the game.
All right, man. A few more games to go over real fast. We got Louisville, Virginia Tech. Louisville going just rolling over them 34-3. Not really that good of a VTech team, but also Jake Plummer didn't really do nothing too crazy. It was the running back, Garendo, 11 carries, 146 yards for 3 touchdowns. So, Louisville, you are still one of the best teams in the ACC. Crazy enough, right under Florida State. So,
but do they have a chance to win it, or is it over?
I mean, we could be. No, I mean, as long as we don't lose, we'll be playing up against them. We'll be playing up against Florida State for the ACC championship. So,
all right, makes sense.
So yeah, I think honestly no. Let me go back and just confirm. I think there's no other team. I think it's set in stone. It's Florida State versus. Yeah, because we got a 5-4. This is 7-2. North Carolina still is 7-2. No, they're 3-2 in the conference. 4-2, 3-2, 3-2. Yeah. 7-0, 5-1 for Louisville. So yep, and Florida State. So yeah, man. Unless something miraculous happens and Louisville just blows it, you got your ACC championship right there.
Gosh.
Moving forward. Notre Dame losing to Clemson, could not get it done. Cade Klubnik.
No.
Clemson picks up the huge win.
Needed it.
Phil Maffa, 36 carries, 186 yards for 2 touchdowns.
Phil.
Out there just filling up the stat sheet. Clemson kind of just winning just because, I think. You know what I mean? For dignity rather than anything. It sucks that Notre Dame couldn't get it done now, looking at a 7-3 season. You know, you lost to Ohio State. You lost to, what was that? Who else did they lose to? Oregon? Not Oregon.
Notre Dame.
Yeah,
They lost Louisville.
Louisville. Yep, they lost to Louisville, and then they lost to Clemson. So I mean, they only got to play Wake Forest and Stanford left. Their season's pretty much over. Sam Hartman, it's time for you to graduate, move on. But still, nonetheless, a great season for Marcus Freeman.
Facts. A really good season for Mark Freeman. His second year, Ohio State blood. I'll be honest. I'm surprised, dog. Like I thought Notre Dame was gonna walk over Clemson. Which I should have gave Clemson more respect. They played a really good game against Florida State. They probably lost that game for themselves. Like I don't think Florida State truly took that game from Clemson. I think Clemson made the dire mistakes. But coming into this game, I kind of just thought Sam Hartman was having a good year. Notre Dame's football team is all around just a little bit more consistent and better than what Clemson puts forth on the field. That's why they go play the games, because if it was up to me, I would have bet all the house on Notre Dame, and I'd be sitting here a broke man. And even Dabo, this is when you're supposed to bet money on Clemson. When the world thinks they're down and out, nobody has faith in them. Clemson is the laughing stock of the ACC. That's when they go and light a fire under themselves and say, we're going to go out and win our last 6 games. So expect Clemson to go on a little heater. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying they fix all their problems, but expect them to be playing with fire and respect if they keep getting disrespected by these books. That's what I feel like that was. A lot of people thought Notre Dame was just going to walk over Clemson, and they came out to play with a fire. So I respect it. I'm sick, but I respect it.
Notre Dame, Notre Dame. What a shame, what a shame. Moving forward, we had the UConn versus Tennessee game. Tennessee just dominating UConn, showing exactly why they're a basketball school, letting them put up 3, and then that was it. 59-3. Joe Milton did his thing out there. Got his running back involved. Holy shit, his running back had 8 carries for 113 yards and a touchdown. Squirrel White, his receiver, two
bro, how
receptions.
many yards per carry is that, bro?
I got you 1 second. Jesus Christ. It's 14.1.
Okay, I thought it was like way worse, like 23 or something.
Just was toting that motherfucker. But just a solid day for the Volunteers, man. Definitely a game they should have. I mean, you do exactly what you're supposed to do. And ball out on a team who has no business playing you.
Facts. Secretly one of the better teams in the SEC. Obviously took some tough losses, especially to Alabama. Probably could have got that win. But not a bad season for Tennessee. They lost Hendon Hooker coming into this year. You get Joe Milton, an experienced guy who's been around forever. A lot of people were kind of expecting him to go back into that season of irrelevancy. And I feel like they had a pretty good year for what they had on the sideline. Another good year for Heupel. So they got to do a little bit better job recruiting. They got Nico Iamalev is their quarterback. For next year, he's a 5-star who's supposed to be a super, super freaking goon. He has a major NIL deal, all that. So brighter days coming for Tennessee, I feel like. But we'll see how it all unfolds.
Nico. And they're 5-0 at home.
Neyland Stadium back to being one of the tougher stadiums to play in, or just
really? Nah, bruh. It's not no fluke. We do this. When those checkers get in the stands, bro, we do it. We do that shit. So moving forward, we got Utah blowing out Arizona State. Scatterboo couldn't get it done. 55-3. Still no fucking Cam Rising. We had Bryson Barnes that day.
I don't think Cam Rising's coming back. Even if he does come back, like, bro, we are in November, bro. Like, you might as well get ready for the draft if you're going to go to the combine and all that shit. Like, we already know who you are. We know you're a really good quarterback. I would love to see Cam Rising play in the Utah uniform again. You don't want to see a guy just kind of fizzle out when he was supposed to play games for the university. You never want to see it end that way. But at the same time, it's kind of like, bro, we are about to go into what, game number 10 without you, bro? I think we've only lost one of these bitches, if 2. So
2. Yep.
2. Oh God, we know our identity, bro. It's not like we're playing for anything other than the Duke Mayo Bowl, so there ain't really no point in trotting Cam Rising out there, if you ask me. As far as the window goes, we already know, but Utah damn near factory at this point. Like, if you don't come ready to play your best game against that team, even without Cam Rising, you're gonna lose. If your coaches don't come to coach their best game, they're gonna get out coached.
Mm-hmm.
Physical, play hard, play smart. They never do more than what they need to do, and honestly, they're never flashy with it. Like, they don't need APs and rollies to go out there and be a good football team. And quietly, probably the best program to look up to if you're trying to climb out of the rut like USC is. Utah's quietly been one of the better programs around the nation. So they got my respect. On God, it's about time they start getting everybody else's respect because they don't do nothing but win out there.
All right, man. Last few games, real quick. Noah Fafita going off, getting the dub against UCLA, Arizona.
Wait,
Now,
they beat UCLA? No.
come on. I threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then threw one interception. Didn't matter.
My bet was the only bet he didn't cash, bro. I'm sick.
Fafita lives on. Next, Tulane beating East Carolina. Tulane is now 8-1, 5-0 in the American Conference. You could probably book them as dubs, leaders out there. Last game.
They want to ride the wave. The green wave, y'all. We did it. We're here again. Another good season. Another good dub. Tell our haters book it. Because all we do is win, no matter what. Green wave on my mind. I won't ever give it. No, stop trolling. Good win, Tulane, no cap. Definitely a good year for them boys out there. Mean wave. Y'all know I'm an advocate.
The last game on the college slate probably was jinxed from the moment the kickoff struck. Army taking out Air Force 23-3. God damn it.
I told y'all.
God damn, dude. I literally said.
Academy, bro. Go ahead, bro. Nah. What'd you say?
I tried to tell Cam that the boys in the air were about to go ahead and take the boots on the ground out, but all he could do was talk about how Army wasn't going for that, bruh. And now look, not only were they not going for it, they scored 17 points in the first quarter and ran with it.
First quarter, goddamn. Look, y'all, there's not normally like a lot of good narratives or storylines that come out of the service academy games. Like, it's normally just a 3-3 versus a 2-5 team or something. You feel me? So like, Air Force being 7-0, bro, like they definitely walked in. Forgive me. Definitely walked in, head held high, feeling like they had a chip on their shoulder. We're the best service academy school, but Army had to let them know, bro. Like, hell no, bro. Like, y'all flying high and all that, bro. Our boots been on the ground all off season, putting in work, bro. We've been waiting for y'all ass to come on this field. But look, bro, I didn't mean to jinx nobody, bro. I'm sorry, Air Force. Y'all had a wonderful season. It'll probably still finish off unbeaten from here. But, bro, like Ken said, bro, Army was not going for that shit. And now y'all got to really give up them bragging rights for best service academy. Now it's back for a toss-up in the air between Navy and Army for me. So, tough. I hate to see it, but at the same time, bro, Air Force, you got to take care of business, dog. Got to finish it off.
UT is almost getting more votes than us to go back to 25. Like, bruh. Like, I don't know if you want to know. Like, in the AP, Liberty is back in the AP. James Madison is in the AP. Tulane is in the AP. So, the teams we've been talking about all week are out there, like, ranked for real. James Madison having, like, a great season, by the way. But as far as the college football rankings go, I'm going to read them off real fast. Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, Oregon, Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, Penn State, Louisville, Oregon State, Tennessee, Missouri, Oklahoma State, Kansas, Oklahoma, Utah, LSU, Notre Dame, Arizona, Iowa, Tulane, North Carolina, and Kansas State.
Mm.
You heard it here first, folks. Those are your top 25. That was the college portion of the show. It is about time to move on. You know what's next. We got the NFL slate coming up. And I had a special request out there.
Special request. I better chill out.
None other than that boy Cordell himself.
Mm.
We gotta. And you know what? I was motivated to talk about this too because I tried to tell Cam Cordell. Tried to tell him.
Wow.
That
wow.
Sunday Night Football was gonna be owned by the Bengals. It's owned by them. You can hand it over to them. Joe Burrow went out there, did the damn thing, 348, 2 touchdowns. Come on now. Look, they had to get their get back. All that DeMar shit, all that fucking...
wow. No. Go ahead, bro. Get it out, bro. Get it all out, bro.
All of that just end the game, reschedule the game, blah, blah, blah. We had to beat y'all in the playoffs type. Fuck that. This is all for all that wasting time shit. We came back and beat y'all ass. Y'all thought y'all was going to come in that night and do something. Y'all are now 5-4. We are 5-3. Have a better record than y'all. Who's the better white boy?
Bruh. Okay, bro. Let me come out the hoodie, man. Look, y'all. Bills Mafia. I don't even know if we have any other Bills fans out there. Embarrassing. Like, sad. We have been ran amok, bamboozled, led astray, lied to. It's been bad. Honestly, I'll be all honest, bro. I kind of felt like the Bengals were going to go in there and have a little bit of a tougher time, but like my heart knew all the way at the end of the day, bro. The Bengals have been walking through the Bills. They aren't scared of them. It's happened again, bro. Like, came out in the first drive, scored a touchdown. Josh came out this time. He scored his touchdown right back. I'm like, okay, maybe we came to play a game with the Bengals this time. Hey, nope. Joe Burrow came right back out and scored again, 14-7. The Bills went into struggle mode. It's over. All she wrote from there. The Bengals put another touchdown on the board, another field goal. The Bills didn't score to the last drive of the game. The only thing I can really say about the Bills' struggles and everything, there's too much to get into for one little segment. Man, Josh Allen, bro, like at this point, bro, you've taken too far of a step back as far as running the ball goes, and I really am wondering if you guys have the talent to make up for everything that you guys have lost over the years. Like, Tre'Davious' injury hurt this year. The defense is hurt, so they're trying to play defense without the guys that they signed. Don't get me wrong, Von Miller's been terrible. But, like, bro, like, this offense, bro, like, just the inconsistencies, feels like they're never converting third downs, even though they have one of the better third down conversion rates. It just feels like we set ourselves up to get on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, and then boom, we don't get it. And then we're off the field forever because our defense can't stop anything right now. So, I'm a Packer fan. You feel me? They'll always be my number one. Deep down, though, Josh Allen is my favorite quarterback. And I'm not going to lie, it hurts to see the kid struggling. You feel me? He's a great quarterback, plays hard, plays tough. But, man, like, when that offense is struggling, dog, the amount of mistakes this dude makes is fucking crazy. Like, I really start to see, like, oh, this is why you got selected behind Mitch Trubisky, dog, because goddamn, some of the decisions you make are worse than him. Hands up, Bills, terrible game. Shout out to the Bengals. Joe Shiesty is back. The injury is over. Cordero, we ain't done. Y'all gonna see the Bills again. Y'all better hope y'all don't see him in the playoff because I promise you it's gonna be a different story, bro. Especially if that defense ain't injured like it is, bro. But y'all up right now, though. I'm gonna give you bragging rights for right now. You definitely got my respect. I'm sick.
Another week, man. The Bengals back to it. We'll see what happens though. They gotta do a lot more if they're gonna win that division.
Mm.
But
Whole division in the playoffs right now if it ended today.
hey, you love to see it, man. Shout out to the North. Shout out to the
Mm.
North. AFC North.
Come on. Shout out to the NFC North too, man. My Packers, they fighting, bro. They gotta win.
No. Look, Titans
Mm.
could not get it done against the Steelers Thursday Night Football. Kenny Pickett came back, was able to do what it does. But Will Levis, I mean, he was reflecting on the loss a little bit. I mean, like, the kid put his all into it. I know he probably went out there, thought he was going to get it done. But, I mean, some things are bigger than the Titans. Like, it's Steeler football out there. They activated Cam Hayward off the bench, off of IR as well. So I know they were sitting there just trying to, like, luckily just excited to get another pass rusher back. You know what I mean? So beefing up that D-line, trying to stop Derrick Henry. I mean, they only had 75 yards. So anytime Derrick Henry has, like, under 100, that's still a great day. So
Facts.
Shout out to the Steelers, man. Nothing too much to write home about the game. They could not get George Pickens fucking involved for another week in a row. Why? I have no clue, but
Breaking news: Paige Beckers just scored her first basket for UConn since the injury. She's officially back. I'm sorry. Breaking as we record right now, y'all. Paige is back.
I mean, you know what? I ain't even gonna say nothing. You know what, Paige?
The Steelers, though. To the Steelers. Kenny Pickett surprised me. I won't lie. I thought he was going to lose. I thought Will Levis was going to have his coming out party. He had the coming out party the week before, but I kind of thought he was going to beat a good defense this game. And Kenny Pickett, he made the plays he needed to make, honestly. Najee had a good game, too. A lot of people aren't talking about, I think it was 70 yards, touchdown. Najee came to play. The only player that had a really tough night was George Pickens. I think he had -1 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Totally tough night. I mean, you could see the frustration on, like, the third catch. The one catch that gave him -1 yard was a screen play. They hit him on the sideline, got blew up. Whoever was supposed to block didn't block, and you could see George Pickens just walking back to the sideline, shaking his head. And then on the next play, Deontay Johnson caught, like, his 5th pass for 20 yards. So, oh, God. I had a little bit of money on George Pickens, but I was still able to win. In my other parlay that had Deontay Johnson, so I got a little bit lucky. But I know there was a couple of mad people. Oh, God. There was a couple of people that were upset just making different predictions. I got a little bit lucky, I ain't going to lie. I did win some money that game. Like I said, Kenny Pickett surprised me. I was expecting a little bit more of a low-scoring, terrible 10-13 game, and I ended up getting the teaser. I was sitting there thinking they were going to go over my under call, but they ended up staying on the under at 36. So, good little game Thursday night. I liked the action. It was just enough to keep me on the edge of my seat, but not enough to take my money from me. So, perfect little Thursday for me.
Shit is so wild, man. I cannot believe it. No love for Pickens.
George.
But moving forward, got our game over in Germany. It was the Chiefs taking down the Dolphins. Almost set in stone. Pat Mahomes not doing too crazy out there, but doing enough. It was pretty much a day where, well, I think last week Pat Mahomes had the bad game and Kelsey still did good, and then this week it was Pat Mahomes had an okay game and Travis Kelsey could only find 14 yards. Like,
Jesus.
Man,
they are not bundling
Mahomes,
right now.
My auto, yeah, get back on track and bundle the fuck up, bro, because y'all got by the Dolphins. Y'all just lost to the Broncos 2 weeks ago. Like, everything's fine. Like, just get it back together. For one, for my fantasy team, and two, for the sake of your own fucking sanity. Like,
No,
is Is Travis even still with Taylor Swift at this point? Like,
Ooh, I was gonna say he came out and said something along the lines of, "I don't like to say when if she's gonna be at the game or not because the lines move and the props move. So I'm gonna keep it a secret from here on out."
what?
She wasn't at the game in Germany because I seen a report that said the Eras tour is starting back up soon, and Taylor needs to be mentally ready to go back on tour. We can't be in Germany watching Chiefs football, getting ready for the Eras tour. So, you feel me? It might be a little bit more sparse with
What?
the Taylor Swift sightings at the NFL games. Yo, I don't know if they broke up. Maybe it was a little argument through text or something. I don't know. Taylor Swift isn't coming around ever since Travis Kelce seems to kind of be struggling. I'm not gonna put that out there, but I'm just saying, like, I know he definitely likes playing. You know how it is when your girl in the stands, bro. Like, you definitely got to go run that route a little bit harder. You feel me? So, Travis, watch his numbers dip for a little bit, maybe another week, maybe two, but they gonna get back to bundling the Mahomes and Mahado. They about to get in the playoff mode. They gonna be serious. I felt like it was a
They
pretty
better.
boring game for the two teams that were on the field. The Dolphins especially, like, my God, dog. Tyreek Hill pissed me off. I have him on fantasy. Thank God the game was at 9 in the morning and I wasn't up enough to bet. I wasn't up early enough to bet on Tyreek Hill because I would have lost money with the motherfucker had I been up early enough. It just terrible day for the Dolphins. McDaniel joking around and laughing with the fucking press and making jokes and shit when he walks in. I'm bigger in person, aren't I? And then you get your ass kicked. No, buddy, you're pretty fucking small. So, good win for the Chiefs. One of the better teams in the NFL. Don't have the weapons right now, receiver, but still making it look like it's not a problem with that defense. Tough loss to the Broncos, bouncing back off of it. Good win over the Dolphins. The Dolphins got a lot to figure out, man. They were looking like the best team in the league just 3 weeks ago, and now they're in a rut. So, figure it out.
Not lying. Next, we got Vikings, Falcons. Taylor Heineke wasn't able to get it done against Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs.
No practice, no nothing. Just getting on a flight from Arizona to Minnesota and getting it done. Just a class act. Not only that, that man's going to be an astronaut soon. So,
Yeah. Good for
Vikings,
God, that ass. Like,
Vikings
that's
are
all
going
I
to be
can
looking
say.
for another quarterback.
That is actually wild. Josh, I'll be honest, like, I don't care for the storyline. Like, I'm not really
Oh,
one that, I don't mean to say it like that. Like, I don't care about no Josh Dobbs. But, like, I feel like every year we kind of get that quarterback that kind of just gets the little storyline of last year was Geno Smith, and they wrote me off. You feel me? The year before, a couple years before that, it was Kirk Cousins in the comeback season off of the broken leg and everything. You feel me? Every now and then we get that quarterback story that he was forgotten and now here he is balling. Josh Dobbs, happy for you. Started off with Arizona. They wrote you off again. You had to get traded to Minnesota to go get a random dub out there. Like, good for you. It'll always be a story that people tell their kids about, I'm sure, somewhere. But I ain't tripping on it, bro. Like, good win for the Vikings. I said it last week. I said it 2 weeks ago before Kirk Cousins got injured. The Vikings might go on a roll and start winning these games and be one of the best teams in the NFC. What did I say? And how did it turn out? They just won 3 games straight. They're 5-4. They're right back here in the playoff hunt again. I mean, like, they didn't even need Kurt. So, and they're getting Jay Jettas back pretty fucking soon. Like, the Vikings are a scary team. The defense is solid. Like, the only thing they don't have is a real running game. That's it. As far as throwing the ball, but they could throw the ball to anybody. The kid, not Jordan Addison, but the other Noah Brown, I think. No.
KJ Osborne.
Yes, KJ Osborne. Thank you. 3 good ass receivers that them two have really stepped up, Addison and Osborne. So
Yeah.
I think Minnesota's got a lot to prove this season. I think they're definitely about to come and rattle off a few more wins. They could go on a rut. I'm not gonna make it sound like Josh Dobbs is that guy. You feel me? They got to be confident in what they got right now. So
Next, We had the Browns shutting out the Cardinals with no Josh Dobbs. That's some random kid out there throwing McBride. Is that the quarterback's name?
Oh,
Clayton Tune. That was his name.
not McBride, bro.
Clayton Tune got tuned the fuck up. Only could throw for 58 yards, 2 interceptions.
Damn. You say 58 yards?
5'8".
Dog, that's bad. Like, actually terrible. Holy shit.
What did you want me to do? I don't know what his credentials were. I don't know his story. All I know is he got his shit rocked. Poor guy. Browns, though, did look good. That made Deshaun look a hell of a lot better, too. They won me some money, $175. Kareem getting in the end zone. Amari Cooper only needed 40 yards that day. He got 5 receptions on 139 yards and a touchdown.
Got more money with him.
Facts. It's all good, man. Sometimes don't want to bite off too much, man. It was an Ohio Super Boost. We'll take it. Next, I want to talk about the Packers taking out the Rams. Cannot believe this, man. I'm pretty sure we had Brett Rippon at quarterback, if I'm not mistaken.
With the Rams, yeah. Tough day.
Just ridiculous, man. Yeah, we had Brett out there. I don't know why we didn't activate Stetson Bennett. Cooper
Not
Kupp
worth it.
only had 48 yards. Puka Nacua only had 32 yards.
Both sold my bets.
It's not looking good for the boys out there. They're not even putting up 50 yards anymore apiece.
I'm sorry because I literally needed Cooper to put up 50. He 40'd me. And then I needed Puka to put up 40. He 30'd me. So, like, it's actually sick. That was one prop too high on both of them.
You hate to see it, man. You really hate to see that. Puka Nacua not getting 50. Cooper Kupp not getting 50. Puka Nacua, after being quite literally the leader receiving for like 4 weeks straight, it's just tough. So,
But before we move on from that guy, I do gotta say, shout out to my Packers. We won. I was surprised. I'm not gonna. I honestly did not see the report that Matt Stafford wasn't playing until like super late, like Saturday. So I was caught off guard all the way. But even still, I kind of thought Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, they're at least going to go out there and make it really fucking hard on the defense. They're probably going to put our offense, in some pretty tough situations. That never really transpired. It was pretty much Packers from the jump. Got off to a really good start. Aaron Jones had a really good game on the ground. Finally, it felt like we haven't seen that in a minute. So freaking shout out to the Packers. On God, finally 3-5 right now. Definitely not in the playoff hunt, but good win for pride. Matt LaFleur needed it. A lot of people were starting to question if he's a good coach. The narrative starting to become, oh, he needed Aaron Rodgers to be good, this, that, and the third. And he's showing he can get some wins that he's not supposed to win. Been in a few games that he probably shouldn't have lost. But, hey, not every single season goes good, perfect, whatever the case may be. You take your losses on the chin and you learn as you move. So, definitely growing as a team. I'm proud of the Packers. They're fighting. That's all you can do. And we easily could be 0-8 right now. And we got 3 wins, so keep taking them.
not lying there, man. Y'all don't look too bad, but definitely could have been a lot better. Next, we got the Commanders, Patriots. Commanders taking out the Pats, man, 20-17. Mac Jones just not looking good, guys. I know Belichick is just sitting there wondering why he took Mac Jones.
Why?
Like, it's just not working anymore. The generic quarterback with a bunch of just random pieces of people, like Demario Douglas is their best receiver. Their next best receiver after that is Juju Smith-Schuster. Then they got Hunter Henry.
Wow.
Jalen Reagor. Like, they don't got anybody, man. I don't know if this was by design and Robert Kraft said, fuck it. We'll just be asked for a few years after being goated for almost 2 decades. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, Bill Belichick is the GM, head coach, and president of operations, I'm pretty sure. So like literally all on him. Uh, as far as Mac Jones go, I think these teams are going to start to learn their lessons with players like Mac Jones that benefit from having Derrick Henry at running back, Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith at receiver in college. But
Mm-hmm.
like you literally, all you have to do is go out there and put the ball in their hand, be somewhat average, and you're going to look amazing with that supporting cast. And you get to the NFL, like you just said, you think you can just put some names around this kid and just have him be that same consistent Alabama quarterback that he was, and you come to find out, oh shit, his arm isn't that accurate. He really isn't that good surveying the field like we thought he was. And to be honest, he's not really as far ahead of the other quarterbacks that we thought he was ahead of. So I know there's definitely some skepticism in the locker room, or sorry, in the front offices, wondering what are we going to do from here on out? How long are we going to keep Mac Jones around? Are we going to give up on this project? Blah 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 blah. We'll see. I won't be surprised if they do. Honestly, I don't think Mac Jones has done anything to stay. Like, don't get me wrong, it'd be nice if we could get some better receivers than Demario Douglas to see like how good can this kid be once we put some good NFL receivers around him. But at the same time, you want to see growth before you put the roster around the motherfucker. So that way, when you put the roster around him, you know you're good. So
Mm-hmm.
tough, tough day for the Patriots. I'll honestly even say I thought Sam Howell would do a little bit better. Don't get me wrong; it's a great coach and a great team and a great culture. But like, come on, dog, we can beat the Patriots by more points than that.
Bruh,
Oh
threw
God,
for 300 yards again, though.
and that's not bad. That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, bro, like, come on, bro. We got to stop letting Mac Jones. I don't know what it is about that whole division, bro. Like the Bills, the Dolphins, the Commanders, and the Patriots. Like we're normally used to them playing hard nosed, good football games. Like they don't make mistakes. They take advantage of your mistakes, and it's like all four of those teams right now are just in a super rut, like
Mm.
so bad to the point. I don't know if any of them are in the playoffs besides the Dolphins. And the Jets might win the fucking division. They don't have a quarterback that they want to have, so it's all tough right now. Washington, I'm sure they'll clean it up. Patriots, I don't know if they'll ever clean it up. Like they're probably gonna have to move on from a lot out there for sure.
Definitely. And they got Zeke.
Easy.
Next, we got the Bears taking out. Oh, actually, we got the Saints taking out the Bears. Bears gave it their all, though. 17-24. Badgent. Another game with Badgent. 222 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions is really what killed it. Taysom Hill's touchdowns, receiving and passing, probably
Chris
is what
Olave got
really.
one.
Wow. From Hill? From Taysom?
Oh no, I don't think he got it from Taylor. I was just saying he caught a touchdown. I bet on it. Ha.
Yeah, because Taysom Hill's still doing it all on both planes.
Damn,
Scoring
sick.
one through the air, throwing one. He does it all, folks. And he was the leading rusher.
How many yards did Derek Carr have?
211.
Yeesh. Yeah, basically, fantasy people I watch on my YouTube channel, they were saying they expected Derek Carr to have an insane, great, probably close to 300-yard game just because the receivers are finally all back. Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara's having a good ass year, so they were kind of expecting Derek Carr to go off this week, and I kind of knew that shit was gonna be capped. Like, but Derek Carr just the accuracy is not there for that downfield. Like he can dink and dunk all night. He'll even hit the 15-yard out. You feel me? Like the deep, kind of in between middle deep range shot. He can make that throw. But when you start making targets down the field, you can't hit him. You can't. I mean, you got Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, Rashid Shaheed, like real deal deep threats that thrive in creating space on those deeper routes, bro. Like it just sucks when the quarterback can't get the ball to him, especially when the plays hit. It's like the one thing is my receiver is slowing down because he's trying to catch a ball that was underthrown. Um, New Orleans, I feel like signing Derek was a mistake in the beginning. Everybody kind of wondered, like, why the fuck would you sign Derek Carr? And you have Jameis Winston kind of waiting to be developed and was kind of waiting on this shot for Drew Brees to retire. And then, boom, you're going to sign Derek Carr to kind of fizzle out his career here.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of not making sense. Kind of feels like you're wasting a really good opportunity with a really good offense right now. And, like, I don't know. I hope they figure it out there in New Orleans because that's a really good team and they have a really good fan base. They're letting it all go to waste right now, letting Derek Carr make, what, 60, 70 million? Not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Could have just went with Jameis for the $2 million still.
Man.
But moving forward, the Ravens end up routing the Seahawks. Another Bird Bowl, taking them boys out, 37-3. Lamar Jackson, 187 yards. K. Mitchell, the running back for Baltimore, 9 carries, 138 yards and a touchdown. Mark Andrews, 9 receptions, 80 yards. Baltimore showing why they're still a strong team, 7-2, one of the best teams in the league now. We talked about it, but does Baltimore have a real chance of making it to the bowl?
I genuinely think Baltimore is probably the team that is playing the best in the AFC right now. I don't want to say they'll go to the bowl yet. I do think Lamar Jackson is playing his best football. The defense is good as it always is. They need a better run game, but outside of that, like they easily could beat every single team in the AFC. They showed they could beat one of the best teams in the league, at least the team that everybody thought was in the Lions. They just beat the Seahawks, who, don't get me wrong, they're injured right now. I don't know if DK played. Like, the Seahawks can play really good football. Pete Carroll, legendary coach. Like, that's a trap game for sure, especially for good teams. So you love to see Lamar win a game like that. I love to see Lamar win, period. That's all the kid does. I said it last week. I gave him his flowers last week. I'm not going to do it again. We're here. You wish the Seahawks could play a little bit harder than that. Like, 37-3 is fucking, like, good Lord, Jesus Christ. But then again, like, the Ravens did that same thing to the Lions. So, at this point, for us to expect the Ravens to play bad is kind of stupid on our part type shit, if you ask me. So,
next, we got Buccaneers, Texans. Texans doing what needed to be done. CJ did it all this game, and it still only came down to a 2-point win. Baker Mayfield probably going to get undershadowed, so I'll say his name first. 265, 2 touchdowns. Rashad White was getting involved with 20 carries, 73 yards, and then Rashad White had like 46 through the air, so not a bad day for him. 100 yards plus receiving and rushing. Mike Evans didn't have that bad of a day. Cade Otton, I was 2 weeks early on the Cade Otton game. 6 receptions, 70 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So if you put your money where your mouth was for Cade, you probably made some ducats. But this isn't about Baker. This isn't about the Buccaneers. This is about C.J. Stroud, 30 for 42, 470 yards, 5 touchdowns. Noah Brown had one. Tank Dell had one. No, Tank Dell had 2. Nico Collins had 1. No, Dalton Schultz had 1. C.J. Stroud throwing it back to college with 3 receivers over 100 yards. Noah Brown, Dalton Schultz, Tank Dell, all over 100 yards. Noah Brown had 150 for 6 receptions. Dalton Schultz, 10 receptions for 130. Tank Dell, 114 on 6 receptions. Like I said, with the 2 touchdowns. Nico Collins, 3 for 54. And John Mechie had 1.
I watched this game from start to finish. It was 17-7 at half. The Texans were losing. Then, I said to myself, because I had a little bet on CJ to win the money line. Like, even CJ had the crazy game. I still didn't win my bet. I fucked up with Baker. But, I said in that moment that during halftime, like, bro, CJ, you're going up against Todd Bowles, a really good defensive coordinator, but you can do this. You can beat this nigga. Like, just make the right pass, make the right decision. And you can have a chance to beat this motherfucker at the end of the game, bro. You're better than Baker Mayfield. And literally, the defense came out, got the 2 stops they needed, and CJ was on fire. I don't even like being cliche with shit and just saying he had a master class and this, that, and the third. But, like, bro, 470, 5 touchdowns, 30 for 42. Like, because that's the most passing yards by a rookie ever. That's the most passing touchdowns by a rookie ever. So I'm pretty sure it's the best QB rating by a rookie ever. Like, dog just did some real deal historic shit. And I was sitting there watching it all unfold in front of me for the first half. It didn't look pretty. The second half, I was sitting there realizing, oh my God, I'm watching like a superstar X Factor on Madden be revealed in my face right now. Like, this is crazy. So, crazy day. Like you said, Baker Mayfield bro, I bet on Baker Mayfield to throw an interception. I had 195 fucking bucks if Baker Mayfield threw an interception. He didn't throw one. Like, both the quarterbacks came to play, dog. Like, 265. Was it 3 touchdowns or 2 for Baker? Great
2.
day. 2. Still, great day. Great day. Great day. Like, so many points, so much money in that damn game. I'm sick. Like, I only was trying to get some Chris Godwin and some Tank Dell money. I could have bet the whole goddamn house on Baker and CJ. So, oh yeah, it was a fun game. Definitely one of the funner games this Sunday. Niggas probably seen the schedule and thought, Buccaneers, Texans, that's going to be boring as hell. That's why you got to keep your eyes on these games, bro, because them games you think are going to be boring, that's where all the money's at, bro. That'd be the crazy part sometimes.
Man, oh man. Shout out to CJ. Shout out to CJ. Next, we got Colts, Panthers, Bryce Young, 3 interceptions, 173 yards and a touchdown. It just was not a good day for Bryce. Kenny Moore had 2 of them. 2 pick
3?
sixes nonetheless. Yeah.
Pick 6s?
Yeah, the Colts were on a 3-game losing streak. Snapped it when Kenny Moore took not 1 but 2 of them dogs to the house.
I'm phased, dog. I'm not gonna lie, that's terrible.
Yeah, Bryce has been having a tough season, 1-7. I mean, is it he got the short end of the stick with the draft, or is CJ just flexing his talent at this point?
Definitely a mixture of both. I would say the Texans were probably better than everybody expected coming into the season, and like that's definitely helping CJ as far as the receivers go. But like, bro, 3 interceptions, 1-7. I'm not. Everybody likes to blame the quarterback, obviously, bro. It's the easiest thing to do. Like, you have the ball in your hands the whole game. It's normally on you. All right, bro. It is just bro. You gotta show something. Like, even when Cam Newton was losing those games in Carolina, he was having 400-yard, 4-touchdown games. Like, same with goddamn Pat Mahomes. Like, he came in just doing miraculous. It wasn't that they were winning, but he was having 400-yard game. Like, as a quarterback, bro, you just kind of want to have those moments where everybody can see. Trevor Lawrence, terrible Jaguars team, but everybody had those moments where it was like, oh, this kid's going to be one of the best if he can keep developing that right there. So, Bryce, you got to start showing it soon, dude. Like, everybody said you're undersized. Everybody said this, that, and the third. They like to talk a lot of shit about Ohio State quarterbacks, Ken. They like to talk about us during the draft process, all that shit, this, that, and the third. Mac Jones and Bryce Young look fucking terrible right now. And I haven't heard nobody say nothing about, oh, these Alabama quarterbacks can't develop in the NFL. I'm not trying to get on them, but that's just my take. That's just my take.
I felt that. Alabama, step up. Because Ohio State is coming. Man. But moving forward, we got the Raiders taking out the Giants. It was 30-6. Daniel Jones has been listed out for the rest of the season. I think they ended up still. Yep. And it sucked because Daniel Jones did end up playing this game, but he ended up going out for the rest of the season. The They didn't roll out Tyrod Taylor. They ended up rolling out Tommy DeVito. Isn't that a New York name? I'm not sure where DeVito came from. He's a quarterback out of Illinois, a rookie.
Was Tyrod? Okay, not even gonna ask. Can we keep Daniel Jones after this season, or is it over?
It's over. You got to be done with him. Bite the bullet on the money. Dead cap. Fuck it. Whatever. You got to let it go.
Do you roll with Tyrod, or do you try to actually find I would say Carson Wentz, but he just signed with somebody. Carson Wentz, the Colin Kaepernick, I know they're not going to sign him, but just the old vet that's waiting to get signed, are you going to sign him, or do you just kind of let it all play out with Tyrod, let him have his moment? Try to get somebody in the draft or something.
No, you go and get somebody in the draft. You roll out with Tommy DeVito or whoever they got for the rest of the season. Maybe pick up a weak-ass vet or something, nothing crazy, and then you go draft a kid. Like, there's so many quarterbacks in this draft. You trade up, get a good one. Never look back. Get Drake May.
Take Matt Ryan, get Drake May later. I could see it. For sure.
Wouldn't be a bad option, man. Moving forward, we got the Eagles taking out the Cowboys. It was a good game. Real good game. Exactly what I thought it was going to be, a 4 o'clock game. Bombs blowing. 374 from Dak with 3 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts was the one who had a little bit more of a pedestrian day. Eagles didn't play up to the Eagles standard, but they still got the job done. CeeDee Lamb.
That last call?
Rigged.
I'm glad they didn't call it a touchdown, honestly. I think where his knee was down, like, bro, once your hands, like, snag the ball, it's a catch. Like, everybody kind of knows that. Like, you don't have to tuck the ball and finish the catch and get to the ground and secure it and then make sure he caught it. Like, once your hands, you feel like that ball is caught. That's yours until you fucking lose it. You have possession. So everybody's sitting there saying, his knee was down, but he didn't finish catching the ball. Like, bro, your knee's down, you got the ball like this. That's where it's all down at, bro. So tough, like literally inches, dog. Like, I was so surprised. I didn't think Dallas was even going to have a shot to win the game, let alone actually, like, literally have a shot to win the game on the last play.
Facts.
Crazy game. Dak surprised me. Did he throw a pick? Did anybody throw a pick?
I don't think so.
Damn. Yeah, bro, prime time. I'm phased, bro. Normally, Dak shits himself on prime time. Everybody thought he was going to get blew out. They came out with something to say. CeeDee Lamb, quietly having one of the best receiving seasons in the NFC for damn sure. Did not know he was having as good as the years he was having. He had a good-ass game. You tried to put me on before the game, too. You tried to call it a CeeDee going to go out there and go crazy. I bet against him. I said no. I should have said yes.
191 yards, bro. I had 154 last week. Like, I'm doing all I can do. Jesus.
God,
man, last but not least, we had that Monday night game. I didn't get to see a minute of this game whatsoever, man. I was upset. Had to go to work. But Zach Wilson.
It was not worth watching a single minute of this game, I'll be honest.
Showing what Zach Wilson does. I mean, they had him slinging the ball so much. 33 for 49, 263, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Jay Herbo only threw it.
They were down 14-0 in the first quarter.
Brees.
Can't run it.
I mean, we could have. Man, look, Justin Herbert, 16 for 30, 136 yards, no touchdowns. Austin Eckler had 2 touchdowns, but still under 50 yards somehow. Wow. Literally, wow. 5 yards under the 75-yard marker. Actually, no, 15.
Sorry. Chargers. I'll be honest, bro. I'm stumped with them motherfuckers, dog. Like last week, okay, for the past like 3 weeks, I bet on Austin Eckler to literally hit 40 rushing yards. He like will have 70 receiving yards and 25 rushing yards. I literally don't get it. So this past week, I finally bit the bullet and I said, you know what? I'm just putting for 75 rushing and receiving yards. I don't think he's gonna get there. I feel like it's gonna be tough if he does, but if I'm not gonna lose again because I didn't put his receiving yards.
Mm.
Defense goes out there, gets that first touchdown. Then Austin Eckler runs the touchdown in on a regular run. For the second touchdown, it was 14-0. The Chargers really didn't have to do shit from there. And like, bro, the Jets defense kind of stepped up in that moment. They realized, okay, we can't let them score again. So literally it was a 3-and-out fest by the Chargers. Jets were getting the ball back, doing nothing with it, giving the ball right back to the Chargers, doing nothing with it for the whole like second quarter. And the Chargers finally scored again. It's like, bro, like it just these games they get stagnant. It feels like a lot of these offenses are just hitting, especially in these primetime slots, bro. They're just hitting these slumps that for all the bettors and everybody out there in fantasy, like it's just so frustrating to watch these teams 3-and-out and just have a punt fest. It feels like. I don't know. It's obviously nothing you can do to fix it. Like, we're just fans. We want to see good football. It's like, it is kind of frustrating to be waiting on a game all day, Monday night, and then everybody kind of knows the Chargers versus Jets game isn't going to be that fun with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, Thursday nights, what was it, the Titans versus the Steelers? Like, everybody knows those two logos aren't going to produce that fun of a game. So it's kind of just, I don't know. I feel like the scheduling could be a little bit better. I feel that's an off-season conversation. Obviously, we could probably have. But like, I was a little bit frustrated watching this game, watching Justin Herbert throw for 136 yards, and it felt like they were never in trouble as far as that game went. 27-6. He didn't even have to throw the ball. Like, so, I don't know how you fix it, but shit, this is kind of boring to watch. NFL. That's all I can say.
Fuck the Chargers. And fuck leaving money in New York, man, because it does not matter.
What happened?
There was 4 teams on bye this week. We had the Broncos, Lions, Niners, Jags. If you had to pick one of those teams to come back and have the best game, who would it be?
Broncos, Lions, Jags. I hope the Jags come back and have it. Not gonna lie.
I like that. They are the most consistent team stat-wise. But I want the Lions to come back and really tear it up, man. But that's it. That's all I got. That's the last game on the slate. Masterclass of the week. I think we're in agreement of C.J. Stroud. No one really did it better except for maybe CeeDee Lamb, man. But when you throw for 450 yards and 5 touchdowns and all 3 of your main guys got over 100 yards, there's nothing else you can really say. There's nothing else you can really do. It's C.J. Stroud coming from Ohio State, man. Look, it's going to be a great week, man. College basketball is starting to come up. You see it right there, the Duke Blue Devils. Look for them to have a big season. I'm not the biggest college basketball fan, but I am starting to tap into this NBA, and it's only a matter of time before we're coming to y'all, giving y'all most of the action. College football's almost done. NFL is just starting to cook up. People are starting to show who they are. Some people are just getting started, man. Let us know down below. Comment, like, subscribe. Let us know what we need to do to keep giving y'all the best show, man. Cam, you got anything?
I asked God to send me a sign, but then Jim Harbaugh stole it. So, not really sure what to do with that, bro.
That's going to, y'all.
Good night.
Peace.